Welcome back in, everybody, to the JAKIB post-game show. This is now the official post-game show. I see my man Akbar in the green room. I'll be getting to Akbar in just a couple of seconds. Before I do that, I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to remind everybody we will be giving away a Saquon Barkley jersey this week. So if you're not a member, become a member now. The link is pinned in the chat. He went over 125 yards, which means we're giving away a jersey. One of our channel members. Every time Saquon does that, we will give away a jersey. So great stuff from Saquon Barkley today. He ran for 147 yards, I believe, Saquon Barkley today. So he was nothing short of tremendous, and obviously had the big breakaway run that put us on the board with that big touchdown run. Let me go to my man Akbar. I got a couple in the green room. Akbar, Abe, Hotsport, all coming up in a little bit. Let's go to my man Akbar joining the show now. Akbar, how you doing, man? We're 2-1. Akbar, welcome to the show, man.
I'm doing, dog. Oh, yeah.
Let's go, yeah. Akbar.
Yeah. Listen, JAKIB Sports, including myself, everybody in the chat, we all shitted on Jalen Hurts this week.
Yep.
All week we've been really, really shitting on him. I know I have, like, really, really, really hard. And what I seen him do today after the fumble, it seemed like he calmed down and he started doing everything that I was looking at for him to do. Spread the ball, climb the pocket, not bail. I heard Sills say he bailed out to the right a lot. I didn't see that.
I thought Sills was wrong on that too. And we'll check the all 22 and see. But Akbar, I'm with you, man. Look, I called Akbar. I called on him all week. I said, you gotta be great. Like, if you want to, you can't be relying on Jahan Dotson and everybody. Jalen's got to do it. And look, he did it today, man. 300 plus passing yards. Yeah,
like he still got a few deficiencies as far as like finding wide open people. But what I seen was, I felt as though when they started incorporating those quick passes, he was throwing the ball real quick. Like, as soon as he hiked it, he was throwing it. That kind of built his rhythm in order to start making completions. The ball was he threw the ball almost 40 times tonight. He had over 300 and something yards. You know what I'm saying? I gotta look at the interception. I heard y'all say that it was Devontae's fault.
Yeah, that was John. I mean, look, I put a little bit of it on Jalen, but Devontae did run a pretty shitty route there. It looked like he almost fell at the top of it. But look, 6 turnovers in 3 games ain't great, no matter how you slice it.
It's not. No matter how you look at it, it is not a good situation. The defense. Wow,
was right.
Wow, yo, the defense played lights out. Jalen Carter, my favorite defense right now, is the Jets. I love their defense. Their defense is awesome. I love that kid, Quentin Williams.
Yeah, Quentin Williams, Alabama guy. Yep.
Jalen Carter today looks like one of them dudes. Like, this is my take. I feel as though preseason is finally over. I feel like preseason is over. We didn't none of the starters played and none of the preseason. They just started playing week 1. So that's kind of like, I don't know if you work out, right? You work out?
Yeah. I'm actually doing a 75 hard challenge right now, Akbar. 2 workouts a day, brother.
Cool. Well, this is the thing when you, like, say you take a couple months off or something like that and you come back to it. That first month is shit. Like, that first month is so hard, like, especially the first rep, right? So I say all that to say that these 3 games was about reps, even though they were playing C game football. Their reps are, they come in get that defense has so much push today, so much push. Everybody's flashing off the screen. Nakobe Dean, everybody played Reed Blankenship. Johnny Mack said something last summer, and I said something to Sills about it. You were there, and I was saying, like, how Johnny Mack said that Reed Blankenship was 14 on the PFF, right? And Sills kind of shitted on it. But how you like him now? He got 2 interceptions so far in 3 games. The season just started, and the defense haven't even been playing their best. But this is the best I've seen the defense play and I don't know when. I'm talking about they look better than they did to me all last season.
All last
All
season.
last season,
Yeah.
including in 10 wins. Like, I mean, Jalen Carter kind of stood out. Brandon Graham played his ass off.
Dude, he's
Yo,
unbelievable. Brandon Graham is unbelievable. He's an Eagle Hall
wow.
of Fame. I love Brandon Graham.
I love he need to come back another season, man.
I know,
He got
man.
one more season in him, man. Like
The way he looks, you're right, no doubt.
the only person that sucked all day to me was Nolan Carter.
Nolan Smith.
No, Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith, he looks like he's on a tweet TB12 diet when he out there. Like he,
Vegetables.
he,
All
he
vegetables.
needs he needs to lift. He needs to eat some beef. He needs to lift some weights. He looks real weak out there. I don't like his gameplay at all. I seen they targeted Keely Rango, and I mean that's fuck. I mean Olive's pretty good. Derek Carr is Derek Carr. You're going to get some completions. Like we're
Yeah.
playing professional football here. Like you're not going to
Yeah.
kill.
No, actually, yeah. I
But
want to get your take though on Nick Sirianni before I let you get out of here because I got a couple people I got to get to. But just
okay,
what you thought of Nick Sirianni, man, because that's going to be a debate all week, Akbar. So I want to give you your chance to kind of lay out there what you thought of it.
my man. I was listening to y'all, and I'm not mad at Nick Sirianni. This is my the 4th and 4 last week. The 4th and 4 that was bullshit. You should have took the points. Okay, but as far as the aggression, I'm not mad at the aggression as long as the right play is called. Like last week, instead of passing it the ball to Barkley, you seen how he got a 2-point conversion from the same distance. You know what I'm saying? So if you'd have ran the ball, we'd be talking about 3-0 right now. I don't agree with the non-aggression tip. It's just what you do. You know what I mean? What play do we
Yeah, so you're
call?
good with it. You're more in the Johnny Mack camp of that's what they do. They're going to be
Yeah.
aggressive, and you're good to live with the results as long as you think they make the good play call.
Unless it makes it the right play call. Like I shitted on Johnny Mack last week, but after seeing this game, I feel like he was correct. Like, but I still feel as though they should have ran the ball. But yeah, Nick Sirianni, I don't really think Nick Sirianni was a real issue today. Not like that. He was composed on the sideline. I mean, and who gives a shit what he was talking to Jalen about? Jalen got 300 and something yards. Like, come on, Dan. Like,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up sometime, Dan. And like, you know what I mean?
Akbar, you've been listening to Big Shows long enough to know he ain't ever going to shut the fuck up.
That's true.
No,
Hey,
no
man.
doubt. Akbar, what do you think, though, man? Moving on from this game, you think we're in good spot moving into week 4 here?
I think we're gonna beat the bricks off of Tampa Bay as long as the defense plays like they do and Jalen Hurts still keeps progressing. He climbed the pocket. Pretty soon if he keep doing what he's doing this game, he's gonna when he climbs the pocket, he's gonna find lanes to run when he feel like it. He barely ran today. After the fumble, I was like, stop throwing it, just run. But I mean, and he missed a couple people. But I mean, that pass to Goddard was first. That pass to Goddard was across the middle. He don't hardly throw across the middle, and the one
That's
time he
true.
do, what happened? Like he gotta keep doing that kind of shit. Not send Devontae out there so much, but I think I'm tired of seeing him throw to the numbers. Every time he throws to the numbers, he missed Goddard on the sideline. He throws back shoulder a lot, right? Mostly. Nah, that's not true because AJ he caught a pass on the sideline. He threw it on his inside shoulder, so that he just missed that play. But I mean, this is next. I see is I'm taking us from 9 wins to 10 wins. We gonna
All right, I like that.
we had 10 wins right now. Those boys, they played their part today, man. I was very very impressed. I was proud of
Yeah.
them. The bull Jalen Hurts, he got fight in him all the way to the end. He really did his thing. And we ain't had AJ Brown. We ain't had none of our top receivers. You know what I'm saying? And the Bulls
We
still
lost
came
Lane
through.
Johnson in
So
the first half.
we lost Lane Johnson. So
I
what?
thought we were done for when he was gone, man. That's one that's tough to make up for.
Exactly. I thought we was going this for sure, but yo, the offensive line, they played their part. They are a running offensive line. Saquon
Yeah.
Barkley is fucking awesome. He's
Yeah, he is,
fucking
man.
awesome. He's all that. Jalen Carter, wow. Like everybody played great. Kobe Dean, did you see the open tackle he had on
I
Kamara?
love the way he tackles Akbar. He might
Oh
be
man,
undersized, but he does not shy away from anybody.
he needs to Nolan Smith needs to get on the Kobe Dean's diet, because even though he's a little guy, his pursuit and his tackles, he did great today. Zach Bowen did great today. Reed Blankenship, he got the interception. Brandon Graham was fucking awesome. Even Jordan Davis, he was great. Sweat, he covered the edge. Like they was really, really doing their thing, and I'm just so happy to see that, despite the fuck the score 15-12, so what? It was just one of them kind of games, you know.
Yep.
But
A
they
win's a win,
stopped the
Akbar.
high,
A win is a win.
and they stopped the high power offense. We beat the shit out of a team that scored 70 points last year. That was one of my takes this week.
I saw that. I saw your take this morning on the pregame show that was on there.
Yeah, so I felt good about coming into this game. 33 was a little bit too high, but they did their thing, man. Without AJ Brown, without Devontae Smith, we had Dallas Goedert, and it wasn't Dallas Goedert the bust. He passed it to like 6, 7 different people on the team tonight. And these are things
Yes,
that we want to see him do. We want to, if he even if he would have lost, I still see his maturity and his progressions and his skill play. Like it looks like now like he's starting to trust it more. Like, you know, he mostly would run right out of the pocket, but it seemed like he's starting to trust the process, and he's doing. If he keeps doing what he's doing, man, this bull could be good, man. He could be good. And I hate when I talk like this and then he plays like shit, right? but
Welcome
but
to commentating on football.
but yeah, man, I was really, really impressed, man, and so happy. I had the family come over. We watched it on the big screen. I'm watching Dallas get the shit kicked down their legs right
Yeah,
now.
Dallas is
And
getting beat up.
yeah,
That's
it's a
why, look,
beautiful.
Akbar, you try to weather the storm, but I got to run, man. All right, I got to get to a couple other people. Thanks for joining today, my brother.
All right now.
See, man, there's Akbar joining us. I'm going to get to a couple more people. I got Abe. I got Hotsport Dez. I'm going to go to Dez now. We haven't had Dez on the show. I know he's a common chatter. Dez, welcome to the show, man. How you doing on this Eagle Victory Day, brother?
I'm pretty good, man. How you doing, Zander?
I'm good, man. Great to have you on. Just your take on the game today, Dez. Hard-fought victory, you know, but they get the win. I thought Jalen Hurts rose up a little bit today with 311 passing yards. Just your take on the victory today, my man.
The defense stepped up. Stepped up. I know what the conversation gonna be next week. You know, Jalen Hurts turnover machine. Yes, Jalen has to clean those turnovers up. I'm sorry, I'm a little hoarse at the game, Zander. But yeah,
are you down there in New Orleans?
I'm in New Orleans. I'm at the casino right now.
This is a live report right here from New Orleans. Dez, bring us inside the arena. What was it like in there? Did Eagle Nation take over like they always do?
Yes, man. Listen, you can follow me on Facebook, man. You can see my live. You can see all the footage from the game. You know what I mean? You know who that? We that. You know what I'm saying? I've been saying it all day.
Did you travel down there, or do you live down there?
Yeah, I traveled down there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's great, man. Just your thoughts on the Nick Sirianni stuff too. Before I let you go, Dez, if you want to just give me your thoughts on, because look, you talked about Jalen Hurts' turnovers. I think the bigger conversation this week will be Nick Sirianni and some of his decision making. Just your thoughts on some of those in-game decisions.
Yeah, I mean, I know Nick, you know, he likes to go into the, you know, being aggressive. He likes to lean into it. And I just think you can be aggressive, but to an extent. You can't keep taking points off the board. Especially
agreed.
Until the game, it was 3-0. I mean, you want to tie the game up, Nick?
Right. Especially in a game where points are tough to come by.
Yes. So I'm very disappointed with Nick. I think Nick is on a short leash. I don't see Nick being the head coach of this football team in the next 2 years. I just don't
Yeah,
see it.
I mean, look, it depends on their success. If they keep winning football games, they're not going to let him go because he's been in the playoffs 3 straight years, obviously his Super Bowl appearance. So if they keep winning, I don't think he's going anywhere. But you're right, man. Some of his decision-making is tough to watch, especially when you look at a roster as loaded as our roster is. You don't want to squander that talent with some dumb decisions, you know?
Right. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's hard to hear you.
No, you're good. No worries. Just your final thoughts here on the game, Des. I appreciate you checking in from New Orleans.
Oh yeah, no problem. My last thoughts is, Dan, you're gonna have to look at Jalen. You're gonna have to see that he hit like 8 receivers. He's going through his progression, picking up the blitz. I seen him stepping up in the pocket. Dan, you're gonna have to give my man a break. That's all I got to say. We in here. Go Birds, fly Eagles, fly.
Des, I'll be bringing it to Big Sills every day at 3:30 about Jalen this week. I ain't gonna let him off the hook. Thank you for joining me, Des. I'll talk to you soon again. All right, brother?
Man, take care.
All right, see you, man. There's Des joining the show. Great stuff from Des. Let's go to our next guest. I thought both of our guests so far, Des and Akbar, as always, Akbar is great. And we have a couple more that we'll get to. I'm going to go to Rashid Mixon next. Rashid, are you out there? I know your camera's in. I don't know if I see you. There he is. Rashid, welcome to the show, man. How you doing? What do you think of that Eagle win today, brother?
What's going on, Zan? Oh, man.
Great to have you on the show, man.
Exactly what they were supposed to do. Hey, thanks for having me here, man. Hey, that defense did exactly what they were supposed to do, man. Like, they showed us the potential that they got.
Yeah, no doubt. And look, Jalen Carter. Yeah, I got you, man. Jalen Carter steps up. Jordan Davis steps up. You're right. They were the big takeaways. Your thoughts on, I'll go to the offensive side. Your thoughts on Jalen Hurts today? I thought he rose up, with a lot of adversity, a lot of players missing. Just your thoughts on what he did today.
Jalen Hurts is my guy, man. Look, even last week when I was listening and you was down on him, he still completed 77% of his passes. He was good against the blitz, and he put us in a position to win, although he had those turnovers, He had the one turnover at the end of the game. That was one turnover last week. 77% of his passes. He did what he was supposed to do for his first time not having A.J. Brown this season, And then this week, 77% of his passes, 29 for 38. The interception wasn't even his fault. That was more so Smitty not running a whole route.
Yeah. Smitty. That was a bad route from Smitty.
So the way I look at how Jalen Hurts is playing good, he does have to he has to stop those turnovers most definitely. Like we won't get anywhere with him making them turnovers. We're not a Super Bowl contender if he continues to make those turnovers. But for everybody talking about they rather have somebody else, even with those turnovers, Jalen Hurts is still a top 15 quarterback in this league. He's in the upper half with the turnovers. So imagine him without him.
Yeah, if he gets rid of him, if he gets rid of the turnovers, Rashid, he's approaching elite level without a doubt. But look, he's got to do that, and he's got to continue to progress, which I think he will. Rashid, I want to get your take on the Nick Sirianni stuff. That's going to be a big debate all week long. What's your thoughts on Nick Sirianni coming out of that game?
You got to have a feel for the game. Like you said, it's not all about the analytics because they don't always go with the analytics. It has to be a feel for the game. I think he should have taken the field goals a couple times this game. Especially like you said, the points were hard to come by. It was 0-3, the whole half?
Yeah. With halftime, the score was 3-0 at halftime.
We had exactly. It was 3-point score at halftime. It could have been 6-3. Like we had an opportunity to kick 2 field goals and we didn't do so. And like you said, it just has to be a feel for the game. Like we normally go for it. You're aggressive when you need to be aggressive. We should have took the points. It was a time when I was looking at the screen like, oh man, it's supposed to be 16-7 because we should have kicked field goals a couple of those times, So I think he was wrong in it. I like Sirianni, but he has to have a better feel for the game, especially when that's what his job is. It ain't to call the plays anymore. It's about managing the game the right way. You got to make good decisions.
No doubt. Rashid, you hit the nail on the head there, brother. Thank you for joining today. Any final thoughts before I let you go, man? I want you to make sure to be safe. You're on the road, I see. So just be safe for me. But any final thoughts here before I let you go?
Man, just fly, Eagles, fly, man. And just remember, we talk all this downside stuff about us, but we once Saquon catch away from being 3-0, and we put hands on a team that put hands on each team that they played the last two games. 40 something points on Dallas,
Yep.
40 something points on the Panthers, and they couldn't do that with us. Despite defense at home, So I think we're in good shape. Jalen Hurts, if he's better with those turnovers and that defense play like they did today, we'll be all right.
Good stuff, Rashid. Thank you for
Saquon
joining the show, man.
like he looked Saquon looking like the Eagles CMC, huh?
Yeah, he looking good, my man. No doubt about that. He's been a great addition to the offense. Rashid, thanks for joining the show, man. We'll talk to you soon again, and I'll see you in the chat, I'm sure, this week. Thank you, brother. All right, see you, man. There's Rashid. Good stuff from Rashid. 3 great guests, man, on the show. We have the greatest viewers on YouTube. I say that consistently. They always bring the heat, and they're very knowledgeable. A lot of times you hear a lot of bullshit all over in chat boxes and stuff, and we have very knowledgeable fan base. Let's go to my man Abe. Abe, are you there? I know I see you. You're in the green room. There he is. I got him. So let me bring up my main man Abe. Abe, welcome to the show, man. Birds win, brother. 2-1. What's your thoughts on the game, Abe?
Amazing, bro. If you look at the offense and you look at the defense and you look at what Des said, what Akbar said and what Rashid said, it seems like the identity of this whole team is being relentless. Everybody is, all for one and one for all.
It's a good takeaway, Abe. It really is. It's a good takeaway by you, man.
Literally, they all seem like they're trying to run on the same page, doing everything for everyone. And the fact, like, Jalen did not stop. He wanted to keep going. Like, what was it, like, over 20 passes? Like, what, 30?
Who, Jalen? He had 29. He was 29 of 38 today for 311 yards. Now, he had no touchdowns or anything. No touchdowns on the ground or through the air. But, I mean, look, 311 yards.
If Dallas was a little bit faster, he could have made that touchdown.
I know. That's true. Dallas got that was a tremendous play, though, by Dallas Goedert. What a game he had today. And then, Abe, your thoughts on the defense, man? How about them though? The defense today, man. I mean, look, we were critical of them. I was so disappointed with the defense last week. I thought our season could be in jeopardy because you can't win with a defense like they looked last week. They come out today. They hold the Saints to 12 points on the board. Unbelievable day for the defense. What's your thoughts?
Knowing that we were the bottom defense coming into this game, going against a team that scored 44 points 2 weeks in a row, I was like shocked to see that we was hitting Derek Carr right into the face. Hands up by Jalen Carter blocking the pass. I was like, yo, Jalen Carter is in his bag. I felt like he really took it personal last week. And I guess they all took it personal after Smitty got hit. Everyone was going in. Everyone. And that's why I felt like Jalen Carter was right for talking shit.
Yeah. No, Saints they were aggressive today, man. They had some dirty play. I mean, you have a dirty play on Smitty, on Slay. And those are 2 of your top players. You got to take that personally. And it's football, man. You got to clap back. So I had no issues with what Jalen was saying at the end of the game. I think people, they immediately turned to, is he immature? And I get it. You don't want to take a penalty or anything there, but you got to talk your shit sometimes, right, Abe?
Exactly. You got to let people know who you came to play against.
Exactly. You're right, man. Hey, before I let you go, man, I want your take on the Nick stuff. Where are you on Nick? I mean, look, it's already being debated all over social media. I'm already getting messages on JAKIB and my personal accounts. The comments are flowing in on JAKIB Sports. The debate's going to be happening all week long. What's your thoughts on Nick Sirianni today and some of his decision making?
Left 12 points off the board. We wouldn't even have to struggle at the fourth quarter and have Smitty get hurt like that, in all honesty. But knowing that, like they say, the players relate the emotions that the coach gives them. Nick Sirianni wanted to go and be relentless on the fourth down. He should have just went and ran it. When Barkley had ran it 3 times in a row to get a first down. That's exactly what they should have just did. If you wanted to go for the fourth down, but you went and tried to go for a pass that's like 50-50 ball against wide receivers that we don't even know how can catch. I mean, I felt like he should have just took the punt.
Yeah,
kick it in for a field goal.
Yeah, I agree. And by the way, I mean, just a little update for all my Eagle Nation out there. It's now 28-6 the Ravens are throttling the Dallas. That Dallas defense, that's going to be a problem, man. They gave up 40 plus last week. Now they're giving up 28 so far to the Ravens. Abe, thanks for checking in, man. Great takeaways on the game today. I'll tell you what, Abe. I know you'll be listening to the shows this week. I'm going to use what you said about their identity becoming relentless, because it's a great takeaway on this football team. It's not only Jalen Hurts, but it's really become this team where they might be down, but you can never count them out until that whistle blows. It was a great takeaway by you. I appreciate you joining the show again, Abe.
No worries. Go Birds.
Go Birds, baby. Thank you for doing it, man. There's Abe checking in. One final guest. I'm going to go to my man, Hot Sport, coming up next. I'm going to make sure I got no super chats over here. Thanks, everybody, by the way, for all the support today. As always the greatest fans on the world here on JAKIB. So thank you all. Let's go to my man, Hot Sport. Hot Sport, welcome to the show, man. What were your takeaways on the game today, brother?
Firstly, I just want to say that while everybody thought the sky was falling last week, 6 days ago, I came up here on your show and I said I had to remain consistent and that there was nothing to worry about, guys. Everything is going to be okay. Did I not say that, Zander?
That's that Euro pessimism or optimism you got, brother. We don't have that in America. You don't understand, man.
You can't just flip-flop every week. Oh, you lose. Oh, we're only going to win 5 games. We're going to win 17 games. It doesn't work that way. Like I have us down for 12-5, and
that's pretty good.
Actually had us winning last week and losing this week, so it's in the reverse. And look, all I have to say is, look, I was frustrated for most of the game in terms of we didn't get on the scoreboard for the first 3 quarters. And you brought it up on this show, Nick Sirianni. Look, it frustrates me, but I get it. Like, I get the aggression, but sometimes it's too much. You got to take the points at some point. But look, what I want to say mainly is about 2 things. Number one, our defense. We just took on a team that scored 91 points through 2 games.
Yep.
And our defense apparently is terrible. Shit. Can I say shit?
Yeah,
apparently our defense, I was told our defense is shit, right? And everyone thought, oh, our defensive line is awful. Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter are busts. Oh, the linebackers are the worst linebackers. Your boy Cilio given to us all week. Oh, my God. Like, I had to – honestly, I'm sorry I have to be candid here. I had to turn him off for a bit because I'm like, oh, damn, it's just too much. And look, we stepped up. They had 3 points also through 3 quarters, right? And they get the pick at the very end of the game. And Vic Fangio, shout out to him. What an amazing job. This team really showed some balls today. And the other thing I want to cover is our quarterback, because with the game on the line today, 3rd and 16, he finds Dallas Goedert, and he did it when it mattered the most.
Good point. 3rd and 16, by the way. Nobody else has said that. 3rd and 16. I thought for a second there,
he had just got sacked as well.
And if they don't complete that, if they don't make a big play there, that game could effectively have been over. If they don't complete that 3rd down, they get a lot more than 16, obviously. But great point, Hotsport.
Yeah. And yeah, people are wanting to see what Jalen can do as a top quarterback in the NFL. And I still believe it today. No, Devontae goes out with a concussion. No AJ. He's missing Lane Johnson. He's missing Mekhi Becton. And the dude puts the team on his shoulders. I know Saquon did. He broke the huge run and stuff. But that 3rd and 16, dude, massive. And I'm so proud of this team. And as I said, we're going to be good. We're going to be good. And Dallas is getting the shit kicked out of them right now. So.
Yeah, they're down 28-6 right now. They're getting more than the shit kicked out of them. They're getting the shit and the piss kicked out of them. Hotsport, thanks for joining in, man. Great takeaways. Again, as always, looking forward to talking to you again soon. All right, brother?
Yeah, no worries.
All right, thanks, man. Good stuff there from our man Hotsport. I think he's over. What did he say he was? He was in Australia last week. Those Euro guys, man. They're always optimistic, but you got to love it. Good stuff from Hot Sport. Let's go to my man, Bob Brown. Bob in the green room. What's up, Bob? Welcome to the show, my man.
Zander, how you doing today, buddy? We all good?
I'm great, man. It's great to have you back on. I had you on once before. This is the first time I'll have you on the post-game show. But you are a wise Eagle fan, Bob. You've been around for a long. You told me the stories last time you were on of how long you've been following this football team. I'm going to ask you a more general question, Bob, just because I think you have a lot of history with this team. What's your general feel after 3 weeks on this team? Does this look like a contending team? Does it look like the problems that they have are ones they can fix? I mean, what's your general feel on this team as you approach this season after 3 weeks?
I'll say it to you this way, pal. If we had not pooped the bed last week against Atlanta, and we were 3-0, we would be chirping like last year when we were 3-0, and we would not know what our true deficiencies are. After what we saw against Green Bay and we won a game, we lost a game we should have won in Atlanta. We lose. We come in with our best offensive player on the bench. We lose Batman. Robin gets put on the bench with that cheap shot in the back.
Yeah.
Okay. Barkley, they finally decided, I don't know, second half that, hey, we're paying this guy a lot of money. Why don't we use him?
I know, man. I was if you rewatch my halftime show, which nobody should because now it's old news, but I was ripping them. I'm like, why does Saquon Barkley have 5 carries through the first half?
Yeah, absolutely. And the best defense we have is time of possession. Our defensive line for the last 2 weeks has been poor, and this week they played out of their minds. I don't think the defensive line is as bad as they've shown the first 2 weeks, but they are nowhere near as good as they showed this week. Somewhere in the middle, okay? And I am going to take exception to John's point about the choices and Sirianni's, way he calls plays and the fourth down nonsense. I equate it to this, right? We all watch the Sixers. The Sixers run the game through Embiid. When Embiid is out, you can't run the same way because you don't have that talent. When A.J. Brown is out, you cannot run Smitty across the middle in the end zone and expect that he's got the body that he's going to push through. You cannot. Next man up is great in theory, and the next guy has to be ready to play, but the scheme has to adjust for the players that are there.
Right.
And he does not do that. And now, hopefully, between now and the end of the year, that Kellen Moore will see this in films, and he will be able to put together a scheme that says, when I'm losing AJ and my number one guy is no longer Batman, it's truly Robin, I have to not rush the middle of the field, or I have to replace AJ with Goddard. Or maybe I have to get Johnny Wilson. That's the thing that bugged me. AJ is out. Smitty goes down. Johnny Wilson is finally getting a little bit of attention. You have to work those guys in, because if you don't, when all hell breaks loose, you can't take a kid and throw him on the field and expect him to perform like he's in college. It doesn't make sense. And again, Sirianni, he's the devil we know. We're going to have him. If we win, he stays. If we lose, we're all going to have to gut through it, and then you have to see how it plays.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where we're at. But you can't say next man up and our scheme doesn't change, because there is no other receiver on our team, and I'll say probably only one other receiver in the league with the physical skills that match DK Metcalf. That's it. He's the only guy that can take the top off the jar and run deep, but he can also go across the middle and knock people down.
Yep. It's good. It's a great take. It's 100% true. It's 100% true, especially when you saw Devontae get throttled in the middle of the field today. Bob, your thoughts on Jalen Hurts? He's got 6 turnovers now through 3 games. I think that's a little bit of a worry when you talk about a team that has aspirations to win a Super Bowl. We don't have playoff aspirations, Bob. We don't even have NFC East aspirations. We want to get to the Super Bowl and win it all. 6 turnovers in 3 games is too many. With that being said, I thought he was great today in the absence of some big players. Lane Johnson goes down in the first half. So I thought he was great today. But just your thoughts on what you've seen from Jalen Hurts so far this year.
So if you notice, the turnovers that Jalen has, I think with the exception of one, those were passes over the middle, which we've all agreed he's learning how to work the middle of the field.
Yep, it's a harder game.
The interceptions are always a problem, but he's trying to work the system in the middle of the field. Making mistakes in the first 3 or 4 games is a problem. If he's making the same mistakes in weeks 8, 9, and 10, that's going to be a real issue. But the thing I love about the kid, his composure doesn't change. He has a bad, he gets off the field. Now, he hasn't been sulking on the sidelines. At least they haven't been showing him sitting by himself like he's in timeout. I think watching Sirianni walk over to him and try to engage with him, that relationship is still appears to be, from my stance, very cold.
Yeah.
Like, he's the coach. I have to deal with it. Okay, get out of here. Similar to the other night when the Jets, when the coach went over to give Aaron Rodgers a hug and he kind of pushed him off and said, get out of here. That's the kind of relationship. And I don't need Jalen and Nick to get along. It would be great if they did. But that's irrelevant. That doesn't butter my bread. But Jalen has to be comfortable enough to say the scheme isn't working. He has to know on the fly, I can't throw to Devontae across the middle like that. He has to be able to audible out and find the open spot of the zone. And he's done a fairly good job with that. He hasn't been great. He hasn't been great, but it's 3 weeks into a new system. As Dan has said, the scramble to the right is a huge problem. Olsen said today he's heard that Jalen doesn't like to roll to the left because that's where all his turnovers happen, which I think is peculiar because he never really runs to the left. I don't want that kid doing a normal scramble drill. When things break down, I want the RPO Jalen's head to click and say, make the first guy miss, beat someone to the corner, turn the corner, gain 15, get out of bounds. Because he's not ready to step up in the pocket and find the guy down the middle. He's not there yet. Hopefully he's there by the end of the year. But as you've noticed, running that ball with Barkley, it's a lot of tape. The defensive coordinators are going to have to say, we have to make sure that Barkley doesn't beat us.
No doubt.
2 wins, Barkley's 1.
Yep, no doubt. Bob, is Nick Sirianni going to hold this team back from their potential?
Absolutely. No doubt about it. And the reason being this, he's like a barnacle. If you've ever done any sailing, he's like a barnacle on a ship. It does nothing. It's just a drag. Now, there may be something inside the facility that I don't know about. Maybe walking down the sidelines and talking to the linemen and doing the morale cheerleader stuff. Okay, that some players may like that. Jalen clearly doesn't. But until I see that he can make the right fourth down call, he's a barnacle on the side of the ship, and it's just a drag, and it's going to be in the way. Because when it's crunch time and he hasn't been used,
That's harsh, brother.
Well, what's this? Again, we've joked about it and we've argued. What's his purpose on the team?
I know.
He doesn't.
You're right.
I mean, as he doesn't have play calling, so now he has time management. He has when to bring out and do fake plays, fake punts, and that type of stuff. And he has fourth down responsibilities. How is he done? Like, we time management, we run the ball. He really didn't have to worry about the clock. He screwed up fourth down. Again, there was a shot at the thing, and you saw it. Kids sitting in the stands yelling, what the F are you doing? Take the 3 points.
Bob, sometimes it feels like the common sense of the game is just gone. It's like, even John, and I'm going to talk to John about this on Birds 365 this week, but I get it. He's like, Nick is going to be aggressive. He's always been aggressive. He's going to be, and I'm like, does that mean you just don't think about the common sense approach in certain instances? It's amazing.
John is a really good guy, and he's an institution. But John has, I believe, some very strong connections inside of that organization. And John,
I can tell you how the PR department handles it if you're not. So I get it.
I get it. But he is reciting what he's been told from the team. Someone in that organization likes the aggressive nature of Nick Sirianni. But there's a time to swing for the fences, and there's a time to move the runner over and play small ball. And until Hurts is comfortable playing with the entire field, sideline to sideline, then we need to play small, boring football, move the chains, and win some games. Now, if Smitty's out, because if Smitty can play next week, that's great. But if he doesn't, that may be a blessing, because then Jalen's going to have to get comfortable getting the ball to Goddard, and Goddard's not going to be outside the hashes. He's going to be between the numbers, so he's going to have to work in the middle. You're going to use Barkley more, which is going to help the right side of the line, which probably won't be the same next week. We'll have the 2 guys playing that finished up the game. dumb it down to make it simpler. Let's win some games and continue to grow. Sirianni does nothing to help with that.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, look, it's a concern, no doubt, and I'm sure it'll be kicked around Philadelphia on sports radio and on JAKIB Sports and everything all week long. But they're 2-1, Bob. If they keep winning, man, Nick ain't going anywhere.
Well, just again, we were 10-1. 2-1 doesn't matter unless you win the last game played of the season. The season was not a success when you have the money invested on that side of the ball that we have.
It's true.
We expected to win games 35-31. We were expecting to play in shootouts while the defense was getting its feet under them. Well, our defense didn't have its feet under them until today, and we got away with under 20, and we got a win out of it. We can't count on that. And Tampa Bay has our number, and they're going to be pissed off because they shouldn't have lost to Tennessee.
Oh, God, they got destroyed today.
Yes. So they're going to come look at now. It's Baker Mayfield. Let's not act like we're playing against Mahomes or Burrow. It's Baker Mayfield. He turns into a pumpkin a couple times a year, but he normally doesn't do it 2 weeks in a row.
It's true. No doubt. Bob, great stuff, man. Great takeaways today. Great to talk to someone that's been a fan of this team for a long time. Appreciate you joining the show today, Bob. I'll talk to you again soon. All right, my man.
Have a good day.
Yep. Hopefully I see you in the chat this week. All right,
absolutely, man. Brother.
Yep. All right. There's Bob Brown. Great stuff. Everybody, great stuff as always today. I see a couple people now in the chat. Joe Whip, you're wrong, my man. I was calling for you earlier. I actually gave you a name drop on the show, Joe. I said, where's my man, Joe Whip? So you weren't in here. I think you were at the dinner, you said. But anyway, appreciate everybody in the chat today. Great show, as always. I love the post-game show, the post-game show, talking to you guys, getting a sense of the vibe of the team, of the fans, of what you guys think, because you guys, at the end of the day, are a big part of this network and this channel. Sydney, I saw you check in and you dropped out, brother. I don't know what happened with the connection. I was looking forward to talking to you. But anyway, that's going to do it for the post-game show tonight, everybody. Make sure you go over to the JAKIB channel. There's going to be a couple clips of the show. So if you didn't catch the full show, the opening was tremendous. Johnny Mack and Dan Sileo, a major debate on Nick Sirianni. I thought, I'm going to side with Big Sills a little bit more in that one. I think some of these Nick Sirianni calls have to be better. But anyway, nonetheless, thank you all in the chat. Hit that like button. Appreciate all the support today. I want to thank our new members. Komu Dose, who I've never seen in the chat, but he might be looking for a jersey. He becomes a member. Christopher Chapelier becomes a member. Never seen him in the chat, but appreciate him becoming a member. And the real RMP, that's one I have seen in the chat. So thank you, RMP, all of you guys and the super chats as well. Terry Hayes, Jason 18, Flexen and Steppen, the ARS bench, Relative Time Works, a bunch of you other guys in here. Mad Bird was in here. Appreciate all of the support of the channel as always. You guys are the absolute best in the world. So thank you guys for your support. That's going to do it for the post-game show, everybody. As I mentioned, go over and check out some of the clips I post tonight from the show. And I'll catch you guys next time, really tomorrow morning on Birds 365, 8 to 10 a.m. It's going to be a great show tomorrow. The Birds are 2-1, everybody. Go Birds. See you next time, everybody.